But it's time to turn to really the primary purpose of the evening, and certainly one of the great pleasures that I have, executive director. Actually, I want to tell you about another pleasure I have. You know, there are a tremendous number of perks that come with being executive director, but there's one that I discovered earlier this evening, and really frustrating. So I come walking downstairs, I'm all dressed up, kind of swinging my tie around, looking for somebody to help me. The first person I ask is Bob Werb. What was I thinking? He's wearing a regular tie. I saw this apparition of loveliness walking down the hallway. And no, I don't mean you, Rick, sorry. But Laurie Wiggins, our exhibits manager, I discovered yet another one of the many talents is that she ties a wicked bow tie. So Laurie, thank you so much for just helping me look presentable this evening. It's just another way I know I can count on you. Not that I'm, going to be asking you to have to do that a lot, don't worry. All right, so we're going to be presenting a number of awards, and most of the awards, are listed on here. There's a reason that two of them are not, because they are intended to be a surprise to the recipients who, we knew would be here. And then at the last minute, we thought, there's a few other things that we should do. And I mentioned earlier that one of the really wonderful aspects of this conference is doing some things that we've never done before. And one of those we held this afternoon, which was the business plan competition, which, by the way, was conceived by Rich Purnell and Amaresh Kolpar. I don't know where you are, but a fabulous idea. I believe we received over 20 business plans that were submitted for consideration, and then I believe it was 5 of those that were presented earlier today. I was constantly running in and out of the room, watching some of it, attending some things, and so forth. But we, of course, selected a winner. I would like Anil Pandey to come on up here. Anil has been kind enough to provide and is going to announce the winner and provide a $1,000 check to the winner. Let me turn it over to Anil Pandey. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Actually, it's 2 $500 chips. They wouldn't give me a $1,000 chip. They said I had to order $60,000 worth. It was a real honor to be able to judge this contest. We had a lot of fun. The companies we judged them on 9 criteria. They were graded by the judges on a scale from 1 to 5 on each of these. It was the management team, technology, market analysis, acquisition strategy, competitive analysis, barriers to entry, financial projections, value proposition, and overall presentation effectiveness. And the winner is General Orbital. Will Jeff Klagenberg, David King, and Al Differ please come up?
I think that this competition is exactly what this organization needs. Bringing together, business planning and the wonderful ideas I've heard thrown around this entire room is a great idea, and I'm very happy to have won this, and thank you very much.
I realize something I should have said at the beginning, and I fear our violinist may have left already, and I apologize if she's not here, but I wanted to thank her as well. Rebecca Ramey was the delightful woman that walked around and entertained us with music. So just even if she's not here in absentia, I want to thank her for doing so. have to call her next week and let her know how much we appreciated that. The first award that we're going to present is one of the awards that's not listed on the menus that you have. And this is called the Service to the Frontier. And I would like to call our chairman of the board, Bob Werb, who maybe forgot that I told him I was going to do this, to announce the winner of the award. And please describe the award.
I don't remember who we're giving it to.
You don't. You got to attend those staff meetings.
It was like 2 months ago. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, yeah. I do remember who we're giving it to. We give this award to the person who not so much volunteered the most time, but really used their volunteers' time to the greatest impact. We've given it to a number of different volunteers over the years. And this year, we're giving it to someone who has taken over our new publication and has kind of made it her own, and has refused to put her name on it. So many of you do not even realize that Robin Snailson, who should please come up, I don't see her out there, but you know she's there. Come on up, Robin, is the actual real editor of the New Space News. And who has to come up here now, Robin.
Thank you. Well, I have to thank Jeff Faust, Clark Lindsay, Leonard David, and Alan Boyle, and Jim Oberg, and those people, the people I steal from, and alert you to what they've been doing that's about New Space. And thanks for the cool trophy, and shame on you.
We've been distributing the New Space News, I guess, a little bit over a year now. And over that time, it's been wonderful, especially since Robin has become such a key force behind it, that, as you can imagine, anything that's new takes a little bit of time to get all the rust out of the wheels and get it working smoothly. But it has become such a smoothly operating process to pull this together, and so much of that is because of Robin. And something that's been so delightful is the emails that I receive from people who are just really enjoying the newsletter. And I probably haven't forwarded enough of those to you, Robin, but it's been a wonderfully well-received newsletter. So again, thank you for doing that. Our next award, which is actually the first one listed on the menu, is our Vision to Reality Award. And to present that to the winner and describe the award, I'd like to call up one of our founders, Jim Muncy.
In many ways, the Vision to Reality Award is really the most prestigious and the most important award we give out. The Vision to Reality Award is not a award we give to ideas or concepts or PowerPoint presentations. You actually have to pull it off. You have to take some new space idea and take it all the way to fruition and actually achieve it and make it happen. Most of you know that the company that has been in the space tourism business the longest and has given most people the rides into space and given most people space experiences as space adventures. The reason we're giving Space Adventures an award this year, though, and in particular Eric Anderson, the founder, is not because of all the things they've done, but one particular thing that they did. And as a space policy consultant, I happen to be fortunate enough to have been involved in the process from early on. Ventures created a mission to the International Space Station where they actually went out and cut a deal with the Russian government and Energia to buy their own mission, to buy their own Soyuz flight, okay? And if it needed to be a separate mission on top of the missions that were already going to the space station, they would do that. But they literally put their own capital at risk to create their own mission. And they then went out and said, is there anyone who wants to buy this? And an amazing man, an inventor, an entrepreneur from Princeton, New Jersey, Dr. Greg Olson, said, I'm interested. I want to go. I want to do some research up there. I had the pleasure of taking Greg around in Washington, D.C. to meet members of Congress and staff and NASA officials. And last fall, flew to space. So for conceiving of, creating, marketing, and then delivering totally on their own, okay, as their own mission, we are giving the Space Frontier Foundation's Vision to Reality Award to Eric Anderson and Space Adventures. And of course, I would also be very remiss if I did not point out that Eric is a fellow graduate of the University of Virginia with me. So.
Well, thank you very much. The biggest group of people that I'd like to thank is my team at Space Adventures. We have the best people. Jim, you've helped us incredibly, and others. And Emily and Pat Dahlstrom, who's in the room here, has been with me for the last 8 years. And it's been difficult, but we've made things happen. And the second group of people I'd like to thank is all of you. And the quote that comes to mind is the one from, I think it's Napoleon Hill, one of the self-help gurus, which is what the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. And so there's a lot of good ideas out there, which is what people are conceiving all the time. But it's really the believers and the people who just refuse to say that you can't do it that are the ones who eventually make things happen. And so all of you are believers in this whole industry and everything that we do here, and thank you, and hopefully we have many more successes. Thanks. You know, with this particular award, you know, the Vision to Reality Award, we, you know, as you heard Jim describe the purpose of the award, we emphasize the reality portion of it, but I don't want us to neglect the importance of the vision that you must have before you create the reality. And what I am finding particularly inspiring is Eric and Space Adventures are looking even further into their future. You know, I mean, the very notion of a spaceport in Singapore, a spaceport in, I think it's Dubai, if I remember correctly. Just for me, what that does to my imagination, what that does to my positive feelings about what human beings can create, it's just unbelievable. But and Eric, I know that, I mean, I can't imagine the amount of work it's going to get together. So, I mean, please forgive me. I must add one task to your tremendous list of tasks. And if this has to go at the bottom, I understand. But, you know, without a Starbucks, it's just not really a spaceport. So, you know. Now, I live in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I fly in and out of Raleigh-Durham Airport. There's no Starbucks at that airport. It's tough. It's tough. I don't want your sympathy. It's okay. All right, turning to our next award, Vision of the Future. And I would like to invite one of our board members, another one of the founders of the organization, perhaps the quietest person. Anybody know who I'm talking about? Rick Tumlinson, please.
Feel it. The Best Vision of the Future Award is something we conceived of to sort of begin over time gradually encouraging the film and television industries to start showing compelling visions of the future that at least somewhere in them give a nod to the laws of physics once in a while, but also project the kind of future that we're talking about. You might call it leaning towards more of the hard science fiction. Those of you who know the heritage of the Foundation will recall that we're called the Foundation, by the way, because of Isaac Asimov's Foundation and Empire. The first $50 check we were ever given was from the Heinleins. We come from that world, and we believe in that world, and it inspires us when combined with the reality of the kinds of things that the people in this room we've heard over the last couple of days are doing. So our idea has been to sort of merge those things and bring them together and to try and put something out there. And believe me, there have been years that the advocates have not voted for anybody because there was no film or television series that did that. Unfortunately, we can't give an award to Galactica, for example, because it happens in a universe far, far away. Some sort of strange semi-Mormon construct of something. But it's a great film, great TV show, but it doesn't fit our vision of the future thing. So other shows that have won this in the past, Deep Space Nine won it. Why? Because they did an episode that was about exploration and included solar sails. So there was the combination of an interesting technology and the vision. Babylon 5, obvious reasons. Rotating habitat to provide gravity, commerce-based infrastructure and industrial society. The winner this year is Serenity Fire by Joss Whedon. Many of you have not seen this show. I urge you, go buy the DVDs. My personal preference, watch Serenity first, then watch the series. I'll put it this way, I watched it at the urging of somebody, and I watched Serenity, and I was so turned on by the whole thing. And then I started watching the series. And I watched the first three or four back to back. It was just they were incredible. Sort of spaced them out for 3 or 4 days. Then as I got to the end of the box set, I realized, oh, this is gonna end soon. And so like every 2 weeks, I would have my ration, you know. Now, let me give you a short synopsis since Mr. Whedon could not make it. And by the way, through his agents at CAA, he is graciously accepting it. He's very happy to get it. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to go meet him personally and give it to him. He doesn't know what he's in for, folks. Don't sit in a room with a foundationer if you have any sort of communicative power or anything like that. You're in trouble. But very quickly, the series is based about several hundred years in the future of humanity. And there's so many beautiful things in this series that, for example, the culture is a mix of the two most powerful cultures on Earth at the time that broke into space, Chinese and American. The controls of the spaceships are in Chinese. The language they speak is sort of a Western American language, very much cowboy. There's a cowboy aspect to it. When they curse, it's very interesting. They curse in Chinese. So they'll be saying, well, y'all really got me upset. And then they jump back into it. Some of them carry lasers. Some of them carry 6 guns. They have found a system that human race has had to move to. And in this system, the inner worlds are very advanced, what you would expect in the far future, and levitation trains and all this very highly advanced, a bit of a foppish kind of culture. The outer worlds, the brown coats, by the way, the rebels, are very pioneer. And so they've reverted to pioneer technologies. And so they're carrying 6 guns and things like this. Now, the heroes of the story are a group of browncoats who lost the revolution and have taken over a cargo ship and become smugglers. Ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate free enterprisers. You know where I go. For example, one episode, very quickly, the terraforming device on a planet has gone down, and there's an element that has crept into the atmosphere that's causing an illness. There's some interesting things. The fellows who wrote this, the folks who wrote this, really were, And so these guys have to smuggle in these elements. Of course, some mafia guys trying to get them to do it, and then they realize they got to do the right thing and all this type of stuff. But that's the kind of show this is. Oh, and you'll love this, the things that happen in space are silent. Not since 2001, I think, have I seen something like this. So it's this kind of an attitude. It's also a very funny show. It's a very human show. It's these kind of characters, some people you trust, some people you can't trust. And it's that kind of future that's very real, very understandable by human beings. And that's why we're giving the award to Josh Whedon. I would urge you, by the way, there is an underground campaign among fans to try and get the series back on the air. Fox Television blew the marketing of it, badly timed it, ran the episodes out of sequence, things like that. Oh, by the way, I should tell you, Josh Whedon's the fellow who created Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, several other series like that. So he's a very serious guy. So I would urge you to go in there and talk to the fans, weigh into the websites, let them know what's going on, maybe put a little pressure on Fox. We need shows like this because it's exactly what Howard was talking about. You know, it was the Corbett and it was those combinations of reality and fiction. You know, Elon Musk and people like that grew up watching Apollo and Captain Kirk. And that's what we have to inspire, and that's what we're trying to do. So I urge you to go and support the show wherever you can. Thanks.
You know, behind that quiet demeanor lies a very passionate and committed and determined person, especially when it comes to his beliefs in space. So, and Rick and I talk, you know, several times a week, and after we decided to give the award to Firefly series, the Serenity movie, Rick, you know, in one of our weekly conversations, I don't know for how many minutes, he was telling me in the same passion why I must watch the series. And this conversation went on for minutes, which was mostly me listening and Rick telling me why I must watch the series. And I listened politely, and I did what I often do when Rick asked me to do something. I said, okay, later, you know. So I have yet to watch the series. I did go see the movie Serenity. And I remember I called Rick up. I said, you know, I finally saw the movie, and my God, is it violent? You know, is this really what we want to be about? And then I realized there were really two aspects of the movie that really do signify the absolute amazing grace of humanity. One is that the crew that Rick was talking about, these pioneers, the browncoats, I mean, if you've ever seen a group of individuals, these people are individuals. So I realized one of the things that this show, I presume, and the movie are talking about is that the absolute importance of each of us as an individual, to the point where we can carry the weapon we want, if you will, the way we want, talk the way we want, curse in one language, speak in another, and that is something we must carry out in the space with us. The value and the importance of each one of us as an individual and what we have to offer to the universe. And another thing that really caught my attention is there was just, no matter how difficult the challenge they faced, the utter determination and refusal to give up, to keep on and to going forward. That's what everybody in this room demonstrates. That's what everybody in the new space community demonstrates. And I realized, you know, that was another one of the powerful messages of that movie. So based on the movie, I would have to concur with Rick. You must see the series. Okay, promotion over. Turning to the Pioneer of New Space Award, I would like to bring up Jeff Feige. Perhaps also has forgotten that it's just one of those myriad of details that, you know, we've talked about in the last couple of weeks. Do you remember who the award's going to?
No.
Fortunately, there's a big cue card right here.
Who's that again?
Oh, yeah. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry, I was holding it upside down. There we go.
Oh, okay.
I got it? Okay.
They wrote it in Latin. I'm sure it doesn't come as a surprise to anyone that I'm a little overloaded and haven't noticed all the tasks that are put on my plate. But I am 100% comfortable giving this award to the person we're talking about here. And this is someone who I think I'm comfortable in saying a great many of us in the room think of as a mentor and someone who we can look to as an example and inspiration for how we're going to do the things we're going to do. Speaking for myself, I have been doing this almost 5 years, and all I want to do is figure out how to start a space company of my own. As is, I'm working for, the woman I'm going to marry and Rick Tumlinson, so, I'll get there one day. But in thinking about this award, what it is saying who's gone before us, who's things, who's given us lots of examples of the kinds of things that we want to be doing. And in thinking about it that way, I am 100% thrilled to have the opportunity to present this award to Courtney Stad.
Thank you. Thank you. That was very nice, thank you. Thinking of the cliche Groucho Marx comment about, as you get older, you realize that most of these quotations probably were never said by the people they're attributed to, but let's assume, about the fact that he was always reluctant to be a member of a club that would accept him as a member. And that's sort of been my, but I can't think of a greater honor, frankly, than being associated with all of you, because frankly, in the different incarnations I've had, both particularly in the government, I've sort of been somewhat uncomfortable sometimes in the more orthodox environments, and I'm more comfortable, frankly, in an organization that has the degree of roguishness and piracy associated with it, and the entrepreneurial spirit. And indeed, the other thing, too, that I'd like to remind all of us that, and I was thinking of it today as Robert Bigelow was talking, and I've had a great honor to work with Bob the last several years, that we really do stand on the shoulders of some really wonderful people in the past. Some of them are no longer with us, but they're certainly with us in spirit. And I'll mention, all of us have our own pantheon of such people. In my case, Dr. Gerard K. O'Neill was a great mentor of mine back in the 70s. Another person that very few maybe have remembered, but Steve Cheston, who actually was the first person who acted as a real catalyst for me. And in both cases, both tragically died much too young. Phil Salen, who was just an absolutely brilliant economist out of Stanford, who got me involved with the original ARC technologies that became Starstruck and ultimately American Rocket Company. And Phil died much too young from liver cancer. But what an incredible, brilliant visionary. George Koopman, the irrepressible George Koopman, speaking of American Rocket Company, who would just delight in seeing the progress that's been made. And people today, fortunately, who are vibrant and living, people like Charlie Trimble, who taught me a great deal about the convergence between technology, public policy. And for those who don't know, Charlie probably single-handedly had more to do with commercializing the whole GPS industry than any single person, and it was a great honor to work with him. So really, as we look to the Bob Bigelows and Elon and Bert out there in the desert and the rest who are really forging ahead, in those, George French and others in this room who really do represent the news space, it's been both one hell of a ride, and I'm absolutely convinced that we're entering a new chapter that's going to take us to even greater heights with people like Eric Anderson and others and his colleagues. With that, I am incredibly humbled, and it's just a terrific honor, and I look forward to the continuing of this great voyage that we've all enlisted ourselves with. So thank you very, very much.
Courtney, we really did try to be a little less roguish. But the personality and the attitude just just can't be covered up. We are, this year, giving out two in the same category, the Space Journalism Award. And let me explain how that's come to be. Last year, Sam Dinkin, who is the CEO of Space Shots, had inaugurated his own Space Journalism Award and was in the process of doing this again for this year. And then Sam's been a member of the Space Frontier Foundation for a while, and as we have all been talking about the different awards and talking with Sam about, we're doing a Space Frontier Foundation Space Journalism Award as well this year. So we decided, and Sam agreed, that we would actually give out the Space Frontier Foundation Space Journalism Award and Sam's Space Journalism Award together at our conference. And I would like to invite Sam Dinkin to come on up. There you are. It is so hard to see anything. Class 5 star that's over there. But I think there's a Class M planet somewhere around it too as well. So Sam, what I'd like to do is turn this over to you.
So I'm here to present both my second annual Space Journalism Prize and another Space Journalism Prize for breaking news reporting. I sponsored both of those, the second one through the Space Frontier Foundation, and the prizes are both $1,000 awards. One of the prizes is given to the author who presents the best article promoting human spacefaring that appeared in a printer web publication in January through September 2005. And these articles were judged through 3 rounds based on 5 things: impact, originality, quality of writing, and research. And human spacefaring is technically feasible today. Getting people to believe again that they can do it, that they can go, to get dreaming again, is tasked to space journalists, and a reawakening to the general public is needed. A newfound enthusiasm is what will ignite the tinders and propel the space industry. It is in articles about human spaceflight that people not only find fact, but also hope and enthusiasm in their childhood dream of reaching the moon and beyond. So the Space Journalism Prize and Space Frontier Foundation Breaking News Prize are here to help promote these writers and their articles. And this year, and I'm happy to announce our first winner, which is the winner of the second annual Space Journalism Prize, Leonard David, for the article Space Tourism, Keeping the Customer Satisfied.
Well, it's a real thrill. I appreciate Sam, thanks, and the judges as well. And I feel a little guilty because I think many of the people in this room, I may have spelled their name wrong. Courtney Studd and Rick Tumbleson, I think, happened to me a couple times. But I want to salute you folks because it's a joy to wake up in the morning and do my Central Intelligence Agency collecting of all the things you're doing. And over the years that I've been reporting on this, it's great to be a part of this and watch it grow for so many years. And I admit, I'm still a little amazed how many what I think are ABVs, which are the airbrush vehicles, really run a lot of these ideas, but we're at this crucial point where we're seeing hardware for the first time. So I salute all you folks, and you make my day, so thanks.
And our next winner won the Space Frontier Foundation Breaking News Prize. And this was chosen by the Space Frontier Foundation, and this is the one that they're now awarding, which I'm also sponsoring. So this goes to Alan Boyle. Alan, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Sam, and thanks to the foundation for this massive prize. I think it must be something from the Serenity set. Speaking of Serenity, I have been marveling over the past few days about all these conversations that are going on in corners of the room while Rick is welcoming people to the revolution. People are actually joining the revolution in the back of the room, saying, I'm excited about this, and how do I get involved? And that's the thing that is really cool about covering this subject, is that there's so much to be depressed about in the modern world, and unfortunately a lot of my colleagues are involved in covering that today. And it's just so wonderful to be covering something that's positive and something that unites people and something that gives us hope for the future. So thanks to all the sources, thanks to all the readers, thanks to all the editors. And keep looking up. Thank you.
And I want to thank Rick for having me come here to award these prizes. And I also want to thank the Foundation Board for judging the Breaking News Prize, and also to thank Clark Lindsay, Jeff Faust, and last year's winner, Eli Kintish, for judging my journalism award. Thanks, everybody.
One conversation I've had with a number of people, and I'm sure all of you have had this conversation around the last few days as well, and any other time, really talking about what is it that we need to do, is communicating the message about why space matters in daily lives to those who just don't understand that. They don't see what we see. They don't have the vision that we have. And so being able to honor not just one, but two journalists who step so far into the future, so far beyond so many of their peers who cover space, but they cover old space. Right? They don't see what we see. They don't comprehend what's going on. They don't appreciate what space means. But these two gentlemen do. And I want to thank you for that. And I also want to thank Sam for his generosity and his vision in understanding the importance of this kind of journalism. So Sam, thank you as well for making this happen. Where's Leonard? Or wait, did I get your name wrong? Is it Leonard or Leonard David? No, I just had a memory flash when you walked up here, a little bit of a history lesson. Back in the days before there was a National Space Society, there was a National Space Institute that merged with the L5 Society to become the National Space Society. And NSI used to publish a monthly magazine called Insight. And Leonard David was the editor. And Leonard published my first space article back in 1981, which it was in May. It was a month after the Columbia launched. And it was something I was incredibly excited about. I was doing a graduate internship at NASA. I was fortunate to be in that big auditorium at NASA headquarters drinking champagne with everybody else the morning that Columbia went up. And I was so inspired by that, I wrote an article. He was kind enough to publish that for me. It launched me on my writing career. It took a lot of work. No, that's right, I forgot. I think I submitted you a 2-volume piece, and I read it, and it was 3 paragraphs or something. But it was concise and to the point. The last award, another award that's not on the menu, I mean, it's difficult that any one of these awards is any more important, any more valuable, and that's not the point I'm making. But yet, on the other hand, there is something incredibly powerful, I think incredibly special, about the Founders Award. This is not an award, unlike the others that we do every year, or almost every year, but the Founders Award is not something that we do on a regular basis because it is that special. It is that significant. And because of that, I'd like to invite the three founders of the Space Frontier Foundation, Bob Werb, Jim Muncie, and Rick Tumlinson, to please come up, decide amongst yourselves who would like to describe this award, and then, of course, please go ahead and award it. Thank you.
I don't know why it's fallen to me to do this, but I guess it has. As Jeff said, the Founders Award is, and by the way, I think most of you know that most of the awards that the foundation gives are nominated by our advocates, which is our body of senior members and volunteers who literally help run the foundation and in many ways are the foundation, and then voted, and final decision is made by the board of directors. Founders Award is the Founders Award. It's the three of us, okay? And over the years, we've given the award maybe half of the years, give or take. And the people we've recognized are people who have made a huge contribution to the foundation, financial, spiritual, intellectual, that really helped the organization get started, get growing, move forward, and accomplish our goals and advance forward, including our vision of an open frontier in space. So some of the people we've given the award to in the past are people like Tom Rogers. Posthumously, we gave it to Gerard K. O'Neill, who is, of course, all of our intellectual and spiritual godfather in space. And I'm trying to think of some of the other people. My brain is fried. Well, we gave it to Walt. And of course, one of the people we gave it to. The first award we gave it to was someone we're going to recognize tonight. For the first time, we're going to give the award to someone we've already given it to. We all have our own reasons for being interested in space, and for having this vision we have of an open frontier, of the permanent human settlement, of an expanding sphere of commerce and intellect and science and creativity and art, moving this whole civilization moving outwards into space. My reason is because I think healthy cultures grow. And healthy civilizations grow and advance. And the civilizations that don't grow, are ultimately less free. For those of you who don't know, Walt Anderson, who over the years contributed a great deal financially to the foundation, is not free right now. And I'm not going to go into why he's not free. But the fact that he is not free, in part because he did dream great dreams and has contributed so much of his own money to private efforts to go. I mean, the guy bought a space station. How cool is that? That some bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. decided that, no, there must be something wrong going on here. And so right now, Walt isn't free. And hopefully that issue will be resolved. And all of us have done whatever we've done to communicate our support and help him however we can. We decided as the founders this year that it was time for us to give him a second award, to remind him and remind ourselves what we're about, and that we stand by our friends, whatever their circumstances, okay? And that we're still about the vision of freedom that drew Walt to us and had him be so supportive of us. And we still stand for that. And with that, we want to offer the award to the parents. We're generous enough to be here tonight. Glenn Heinley and his wife are here, Walt's parents. If you could come up, please. Thank you so much. And please say a few words.
Thank you very much. Walt has asked me to bring a detailed report back with me, and I have been memorizing it as much as I could all along the way, and I thank you for this award very much. I had instructions as to what to say from Walt, and I had instructions from his aunts, uncles, cousins, and self-appointed cousins. So, the last thing that I heard was, the less you say, the better they'll like you. I do want to thank you and let you know that we all appreciate this very much. And we appreciate your support at a time like this. I think everything's going to come out all right. We have a lot of confidence in him. But if you have any questions, we're going to be in the hotel for 2 days, and we'll be glad to talk with you about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank everyone in this room. Thank the foundation. And I hope that I know Walter's going to be here for the next one, next summer.
Okay, let's see, what's next? Banquet dinner, mixed green salad with, oh wait, we did that already. Okay. All right, now we turned from, I don't want to say something serious, something important in one way to something just as important but in a really fun way. I'm referring to, of course, the live auction that we will be turning to next. I would like to invite the voice of the conference. Those of you who have heard that bellowing sound that has said, "We're starting up again, everybody get..."
Oh, shut up.
Or that voice. Jim Busby, who works for X-Corp Aerospace, has done a fabulous job over the last few months leading the group that reaching out to so many people and obtained all the wonderful items on the table back there for this auction that benefits our Teachers in Space project. So Jim, if you'll please come up, I'd like to turn this over to you. And please tell us how we're going to proceed. Thank you all very much, everyone, for your attention.
Good evening, angels. All right, well, I'll let you, some of you are still interested in some stuff, wander on the back, take a look. Angels? Good evening, angels. Well, what can I say? We're going to start this off with some fun stuff. Again, as I said, I'm really pleased that Rick contacted me with so much time to put this thing together. I mean, I had at least, 22 days, maybe 30. So we're going to start this off. Angels, if you could go get the first piece, and we're going to just keep rotating the 3 pieces up here.
I'll give you 40 kopecks.
Okay, do I hear 50? 50 kopecks for the women, I'm telling you. No, but we're going to have some fun with this. I am, first off, I want to officially say that X-Corp allowed me to do a lot of this stuff together on company time, putting this together for you guys to see all this. As I said, there was very short notice, and as you may have known, X-Corp did give at the Space Access Conference or Congress a seat on the zero space plane to Teachers in Space. So, as I said, that's when I went to Jeff. He says, and we're giving you this year. Okay, so we're going to start with the first piece, and that is going to be. We're going to bring that up here. Why, gee whiz, it happens to be From the Earth to the Moon from HBO. Why, the signature edition by Tom Hanks and, oh yeah, Jim Busby, that's right. As many of you know, I was technical advisor on this. Whoever wins this tonight, yes, I'll be happy to sign it too if there's any interest in that sort of thing. So, anyway, do I hear, let's say, $50? Do I hear 50? Who said 50? All right, we have 50. Do I hear 60? Do I hear 60? Oh, Mr. Wingo, thank you. Do I hear 70? Do I hear $70? Going once. Going twice. $70 to Dennis Wingo. Thank you very much, Dennis. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now this is kind of cool. When I went to HBO and I said, I'm doing this for these guys and I got this, oh, well, the producer of Deadwood and the producer of Sopranos is interested in what you guys are doing. Oh, really? Okay, well, and they're like going to send some stuff along too to the foundation and the Teacher in Space project. So I made sure that we got them a press kit from X-Corps, and we'll make sure that we try to get them into the revolution in the next few months. But they were nice enough to send along a Deadwood collection here. We have the hat and the shirt and the first, is that the first season? Yes, that's Marla dear, Marla darling. Thank you, Amanda darling. So anyway, do I hear $50 for this? A Deadwood collection. Do I hear 50? 50. Do I hear 60? Going once? Going twice? Who is it that said 50? I can't even see what the... Mr. Bowling, okay. All right, so we go that way. And we'll bring up the next piece. Amanda, are you supposed to be bringing it up? Amanda, you're not taking the money. You're supposed to be bringing it up. The next piece. As I said, would you believe we're all volunteers? These together really carefully. And my co-host and helper on this, young Kevin Green.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Kevin, you want to go get the next piece to all this? You'll be one of Busby's angels. We're going to have some fun because we've got some really neat items. I want to say that I'm going to start here with a few seconds of some neat stuff. Now this is the Bada Boom collection from The Sopranos. We got you 3 seasons of The Sopranos. Right here, 3 seasons. A cast and crew hat. Do I hear $100? Lock the doors.
Is this the first 3 seasons?
Yeah.
I'll bid 100.
Aha, Mr. Green, $100. Do I hear 125? Going once, going twice, bada boom. The 3 seasons of The Sopranos, bada bing, bada boom. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin Green, 125. Okay, now, many of you that are advocates know that we did put out a little notice saying, does anyone want to support this? And, well, showing how great a person she is, Lori, when we were out last night, seeing the sights of Caesar's Palaces, this would be so cool to bring to the auction. And it's typical Rick Tomlinson kind of thing, So we have 2 robots. You saw them back there, toy robots. Why don't you take one out and show it to us? And they're kind of based, if you notice, there's a certain resemblance to these robots, to a certain robot from Forbidden Planet. One has got a head and a face, and the other one is just like the robot from Forbidden Planet. So do I hear $50? $50 for the robots. Do I hear $60 for the robots? Okay, do I hear $40 for the robots? 40, I knew Rick was going to go 40. Okay, Rick goes 40 for the robots. Can anybody do better than $40? I mean, come on. We can let Rick have more toys? Come on. 40. I don't know who said that, but it's great. 41. 42, Rick. This is 42. 42. 42.50. Do I hear 45? 45. We have 40. Ooh. 40. No. Never compete with a redhead. I found that out last year, man. Never. Do I hear 50? 45 once. 45 twice. Krista gets them for 45. Let's have a round of applause for Krista. Now, I've got to say, we've been getting some incredible support. And I'm going to go, the next time I'm going to throw up here is going to be one that isn't on the program. Because a lot of you guys have come up and said, something, we want to throw something in to help you guys. So the next thing I'm going to throw up is our first little surprise guest thing. We have got, and be listening very carefully, our friends at Rocket Plane Kistler came up to me at the end this evening during the reception and said, we'll offer a tour of Rocket Plane Kistler, the medical center there, and Oklahoma Spaceport. And as I said, that's pretty neat. So you have to fly yourself there, you know, you have to take care of your room and board, but you're getting a chance to look inside one of our companies. So that's really something that's very special. So I'm going to start that off with about a, let's see, $100 bid for a tour of Rocket Plane Kistler and Oklahoma Spaceport. We hear 100.
100.
I have 100. Oh, I should have known. Yes, Sam, thank you. 100, do I hear 150? 150. Going once, going twice, Sam Dinkins at $100. Tour of Oklahoma. Now, last year we got that $800 bid to actually look inside Elon Musk's. So I'm going to bring that up as the next one. Elon was nice. You guys did pretty good last year. I will again put up a tour of SpaceX. And I don't know, who was the one that won that last year? Is he here now? Bill Bolin, yeah. Bill, did you think you got your value for that? I thought we said lock the doors till everybody puts money in on it. I'm telling you.
It was great, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was fantastic.
So we'll start. We've got a tour of SpaceX. We're going to start that one. $200. Do I have $200 for a tour of SpaceX? I don't. That's right. You talk to me. It'll be for 4 people. 4 people on tour of SpaceX get a chance to see the whole thing. I have $200 back there. I can't see who that is, but $200. Do I hear 300? Oh, are you guys and your competitors? I mean, you know, if you got to be American citizens, you can do this. You know, you can just, take a look inside and go, oh, that's what they're doing. See the Falcon 9 maybe and some other stuff going on. So we're going to go. Anybody else more than $200? Is that a bid there, Mr. Lauer? I haven't checked with the boss. Okay, no. Okay, so going once, $200, going twice. What a value. $200 back there in the back. I can't see who that is. We'll get that down. As you can see, this is an X-Core operation. Randall's getting some notes there. A lot of people are going, what's going on with you guys at X-Core? I mean, Rich Pornell's in a wheelchair. You're kind of in your foot thing. Well, you guys don't know. We're looking for a new employee. He's got to be able to play a fife. And just march down the street in Mojave, I'm telling you. But we are literally carrying the freedom here. Okay, our next item is going to be another interesting contribution. We're going to start these off at a little bid. Angel, why don't you hold that up? Now, many of you went on the tour of Bigelow Aerospace. But did you get an autographed poster from Bob Bigelow? Bob came up and gave 3 of each of the 2 versions of the poster, I believe, in the other one. We'll start this one off. And that's a tour, there it is, his Nautilus type space station with I believe and signed Robert Bigelow. So we'll start the bidding. Who would like to go? I'm just going to open that to the floor. What's going to make the first bid? 20. I have $20 for one poster. $50 for another poster. Okay, 50 over there. 50. Do we have more than 50 for a poster? 50 going once. 50 going twice. Who's that? George, said you? Okay, George. Over there, okay. And we've got, as I said, we've got 5 more of 2 different models here. So we'll bring these all, we don't have to open them up. Let's just go through this because I think you can hold it up and everything else. Let's see. That is, I believe, let's see, what the other one says L. I don't want to see L. Open it up. I don't know. Okay, open that one. Okay, we'll show you the other model poster here while we're doing this. Now, big, very cool to us as usual. We were saying, we're going to do this, and this was, a couple weeks before the launch. And wait till you see what else we've got from Bigelow to put up on the auction here. Now here's the other one, the launch poster. And you can see in the lower left-hand corner, Bob assigned that too. So this is the two different models. We'll start the bidding again at $20 for this poster. $20. Do I hear 20? Who said 20? Rich Pornell. 20. Do I hear 25? 30. I have $30 from Lori Wiggins. 40. I hear 40 from Mr. Pornell. 50 from Miss Wiggins. Do I hear more than 50? 60. Okay, 60. How about 70 from Lori Wiggins. Going once, Mr. Pornell. Mr. Pornell. Okay. $70 once, $70 twice. Sold to Lori Wiggins at $70. All right, let's keep these out because we're going to go back and forth because we have different models of the same one. So we're going to do this again. We're going to hold up the I believe. We have the second I believe poster. Do I hear 20? $20. Who said 20? 40. 40. I have 40. Do I hear 50? 50. 50 to Lori Wiggins. Do I have more than 50? 60. 60. Okay. 70 to Lori. 75. 75. 80. Do I hear 100? How about 90? 90. I have 90. Okay. Do I hear 100 now? What? 95. Okay. Going once at 95. That's yours. Going to sold to Lori Wiggins. Okay, now we're going to get to some of the major stuff here. Okay, as I said, Bob was very cool to us about this. We're going to be able, there's going to be a Scorpion on the next Genesis 2 launch before the end of the year. You choose the name of the Scorpion. So as I said, this is going to be an interesting thing. You can see they've already framed this and everything. We have certificates and everything else. We're going to start this at $50. Name the Scorpion that you want to put on there. 50. 100. Do we have 150? What? 110. 110. Do we hear 120? 130 to Kevin. 150. I have, who said 150? 160 to Lori again. 200 to Sam. 225. 250. Do I hear 250? Come on, Sam. Name a Scorpion. You know, I was going to start this at 25 and name it after one of my worst enemies, but, you know, I decided not to do that. Rick Tomlinson. 250. 250 to Sam. Do I hear 275? 270. Whoo, we have a different bidder. Do I hear 300? 300 to Lori Wiggins. Do I hear more than 300? 325. I don't know who that is in the back. Dennis? I can't tell. No, it's not. Oh, it's Janet. Okay, I couldn't tell. All right. 325. Okay, do I hear 350? 350 to Lori Wiggins. Do I hear 400? 350 once? 350 twice? You can let this. You gonna take that from her? I couldn't tell who it was. I'm hearing a voice. Give me a break. I'm hearing a voice. I don't know. Okay. Do I hear 400? Going once, going twice. 375 to Lori Wiggins. All right. Now, this is our next guest. Our next little guest, Genesis 2, is one free pass to put your photo on Genesis 2 at the end of the year. So we start this off at 100. You put your stuff on Genesis 2, on the big alone Genesis 2 at the end of the year. Do I hear 100? 100. Right. I have Kevin Green 100. Do I hear 150? 150 over there. Is that Charles? I can't tell again. Rich. Okay, Rich. 150. One photo. They scan the photo and haul it up on their own means. Do I hear 200? Do I hear $200 to put your stuff, your photo, on the Genesis 2 capsule? I have 2 from Lori Wiggins. Do I hear 250? Do I hear 250? Do I hear 200 once? 200 twice? Sold against $200 to put her photo on Genesis 2. Okay, now here's the good one. This time you put whatever you want on Genesis. Within reason. They have the little sheet with it and everything else. They'll say what it is. 1 free pass, your item, you're choosing on Genesis. Do I hear 200?
Hey Jim, tell them the stipulation. Size or mass of a golf ball.
Right, size or mass of a golf ball. So, he's been reading and stuff. I haven't. Okay, do I hear 200? 200. 200 over there. Okay, from Rich Cornell. Do I hear 250?
Your item will be on camera, by the way.
That's right. Live from space. Do I hear 250? 250. All right. Uncollected. All right, 250. Do I hear 275? Lori, are you going to take this? Rich, you going to take my hand to that? Do I hear 275? 275. New bidder in the back. New bidder in the back. I should be like Vegas, I'm telling you. Do I hear 300? 300. From the other voice of Mr. Winkle. Okay, do I hear 350? Going once at 300. Twice at 300. Sold $300. Okay, Rocketman Productions came to me. The last American to fly into space alone, till Mike Melvin. So we're gonna. I'll start this off at $100. Do I hear $100?
Yes.
Who said yes? Rosanna, I'm sorry. The light is right in my face. I don't know if you guys see that. Okay, so we have $100. Do I hear 125? Do I hear 125? 125? 125? 125 over there from Kevin Green, my Gordo Cooper's book. Do I hear 130? Do I 130? 130. 130. Do I hear 135? Do I hear 135? 135. 135. 135. All right, Mr. Bolin. Do I hear 150? Do I hear 150? Do I hear 150? 150 over here to the nice lady. 180. Do I hear 180? Going with 150 once, 150 twice. Sold to the lady for $150.
I wanted to introduce this particular item, which I'm going to talk about before.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Wingard.
Before I show this to you,
kicked.
Our website, if you've taken much time to look at the tremendous variety of pages and the wonderful graphics on that, the artwork, is all original. It is done by Peter Thorpe, who's a graphic artist and just devoted to our website, to the work of the foundation, and he earns his living doing book covers, things of that nature, paintings and so forth. So he very graciously donated one of his paintings to the auction. I don't know how well you can see the colors. And this normally, I think he sells this for $600.
Peter Thorpe is the guy who did all the Lake Wobegon Days book covers, all the Tony Huddleman Mystery Navajo book covers. Very famous artist.
Brief conference here.
Okay, so we're going to start this at $150. Do I have $150? I have 150. Well, we have 250s. The lady went first. The lady goes first. Do I hear 175? Do I hear 175 over here? Do I hear 200? 200. Rich Pornell. Do I hear 250? 250. I couldn't tell who that was back there. Okay, yes, Bill Boland. 250. Do I hear 300? Susan, $300. Do I hear 350? 350, Bill Boland. Do I hear $400, Susan? Bob Werb? I'm sorry, I just isn't. Okay, Bob, you said, I apologize, Bob. I apologize. I'm just, okay. So do I hear $400? Susan, was that a yes or? $400. I have $400. Do I hear 450? Bob? Bill? Okay, so we have 350. Going once. Going twice. 300. Whoa, who said 400? She said 400. Oh, she said 400. Okay, do I hear 450 then? Do I hear 450? $400 once, $400 twice, $400 to the left. Thank you very much. Okay, now this is very unique. Our pals at Apogee Books. Rich, where are you? Rich, Godwin, where? There he is. Rich, I went to Rich and solicited this one because this is just too cool. As you know, the book Saturn by Alan Laurie is an incredible book. And this one's more incredible because they went to all the German scientists who developed the Saturn V and said, in Huntsville, and said, can we save the one that's here in Huntsville? So they decided to autograph 50 of the rocket scientists and people who worked with von Braun, 50 of them signed this book. And then, of course, they threw in a special DVD, which has extra material from the Saturn V book that went on. And so this is really unique. We have a certificate of authenticity with pictures of the signing and everything else. And this is for the Saturn V restoration project. This is all $100 a minimum is going to go to the Saturn V restoration project, and the rest goes to teachers in space. So we're going to start this at $150. So at least we get 50 out of this. But you're getting, as I said, you're getting 50 of the old rocket scientist signatures. I am starting us at $150. Who's going to go? Who's going to go above me? Who said that? 175. 185. 185. Okay, I'm going to bow out. Do I hear 200? Hey, I just got a job, guys, you know. Do I hear 200? 250. All right, we have 250. Do I hear $300? You're getting an incredible value. Rich, how much does this normally sell on your website? But no, so it's like 300, isn't it? So it's very, very unique. So we have 300 in the back, right? Okay, do I have 350? Did I have 300 in the back or did I not? 250, okay. Do I have 300 now then? 250 once, 250 twice, 250 in the back. Okay, Rocket Man Productions and my good friend, Captain Dick Gordon, Apollo 12's command module pilot. You'll remember him as the gentleman with the gorilla mask on Apollo 12. Very interesting thing, but that's a very happy crew. Dick signed this picture of all three of those guys heading onto the Saturn V rocket for Apollo 12. And we're going to start this signed picture of Dick Gordon at $50. Do I hear 60? Do I hear 50? $50. Dick Gordon for Krista. Do I hear $60? 60. Ooh. Do I hear 70? Remember, he's just a rocket. Oh, 65. Okay. Do I have 70? Do I have 70? 65 going once. 65 going twice. Sold to the lady for $65. Okay, let's get back to the last of the Bob Bigelow signed posters. We had 3, and I think we've only sold 2 of them. This is the 3rd one of the I Believe posters, the last one of the I Believe posters. We'll start this at $50. Do I hear 50? 50, all right, we have 50. Do I hear 70? Do I hear 80? 80 over there in the corner. Do I hear 100? 100. Do I hear 150?
110.
110?
120.
120? Do I hear 130?
150.
150, do I hear 175? Going once at 150, once, twice, sold for $150. Okay, now the last of the official signed launch posters by Bob Bigelow, the last of the signed launch posters. We'll start this at $200. Now, who wants to see me? I'm telling you. The best thing is we have to get the quotes. Do I hear $200? 200. Do I hear 250? Going 250. Do I hear 275? 275. Do I hear $300? $300. Is that you, Derek? I couldn't quite tell with the light. I'm telling you, X-Core is really cleaning up this party. I'm telling you. Do I hear 300? Okay, do I hear 350? Going once, going twice, $300 right there. Now, as many of you guys know, a strong friend to the foundation is also one of my oldest friends, and the gentleman that wrote A Man on the Moon, Andy Chaikin. And Andy is also the gentleman that, it's funny because we both found ourselves on the set going, hey, we're here, we're on the moon, Andy, yeah. So it was really a fun time to be doing this. And Andy, when I called him, because he's been a very strong supporter, he said, let me give you a copy of Man on the Moon, signed by Andy Chaikin for this auction. So we're going to start this at $50, signed by Andy Chaikin, Man on the Moon. Do I have $50? From the Earth to the Moon, there it is. Do I hear $50? Do I hear $40? Do I hear $40? Do I hear $30? 30. I have $30 over there. Okay, Jim, is that you? Yeah, okay. Do I have $30? Do I hear? Going once? Going twice? $30 to Jim over there. Thank you very much. Now, Rick Tomlinson is going to start the bidding on this because I challenge Rick Tomlinson to read an honest book about Dr. Werner von Braun by Bob Ward. Bob Ward. Bob Ward, I know, I almost blew that one, didn't I, Bob? Bob Ward is the gentleman that everything happened on the way to the moon. He wrote many other funny books, there were like 4 books. He was a Houston, or I should say Huntsville newspaper man. And he challenged himself because he knew Dr. von Braun to kind of write, a fun book about what it was like in those days of putting the whole early space program together. So I challenge Rick Tomlinson to put in the first bid for Dr. Space. I challenge him to go $50. $50. Do I hear 60? 60. I hear 60. Do I hear 70? Rick, this is where you say yes. 63.50. 63.50. Do I hear 70? 70. Oh, I have 70 from Kevin Green. Do I hear 80? $80 for Lori Wiggins. Do I hear 90, Mr. Tomlinson? Uh-huh.
I work for a not-for-profit.
Ooh, okay. Okay, do I hear $1 from the floor? Okay, so was it 80? 80? Oh, Lori, was that yours at 80? Okay. Lori at 80, you can see I'm a professional at this. I just talk about public relations, I'm telling you. Okay, for $80 for Dr. Space by Bob Ward. Going once? Going twice? Lori Wiggins gets it at $80. But Rick, you're not off the hook. I anticipated this. The Naval Institute Press was nice enough to send a second copy, and Bob was nice enough to sign it also. And Bob, I mean, Rick, you should read this inscription. It is to the foundation. He believes in what you're doing. So, Rick, what would you like to start this? $50. Okay, do I hear 60? 60 from Kevin Green. Do I hear 70? 65. Do I hear 70? 70. Oh, we have a new. I should have known. Okay. 75 back to Mr. Tomlinson. 80. Ooh. What? 85. Okay. 85. Do I hear 90? Going once?
Come on, Joe.
Going twice? $80 to Rick Tomlinson. Rick, I challenge you to read this. There will be a test from me in the morning on this. Okay. Now, another thing that my friends at Apogee put together that is literally a must at every person's work table at NASA or in some of the contractors on working on CEV is the old press releases, the press news reference books on Apollo and the lunar module. And as I said, there's also the famous Apogee DVD in the back. This is a great set. And where's that? There is no DVD in this one. Well, there isn't here. Okay, we'll make sure there is one. That's okay. So as I said, this is news release press reference for Apollo lunar module and Apollo spacecraft. We'll start this with your respectfully at $100. Right. Think that's a good price? Okay. And it's 150 of these made. That's why it's listen, folks. You know, I do work for these guys. They made me buy one. I'm telling you. So anyway, we start this at $100 for the combined set plus DVD. Do I have $100? You can tell it's a new space crowd, right? Right, $100. Okay, you're good. You guys are trying me. I'm going to throw something in here. Einstein's theory of relativity, the video. That's right. Apogee did this, and it's, to be honest, I did this, and I did the same thing you guys are, laughing. But I looked at this, it's really good. So we're going to throw this in, all three of these for $100. Do I have $100? $100 over there, Jim. Very good, Jim. Do I have 120? $100 once, $100 twice, $100 to Jim over there. Thank you. Now, just to make sure that you guys get this, Michael Jackson impression. This is the glove that you saw Tommy Lee Jones wear on the moon in the film Space Cowboys. This was donated by Space Outfitters, Orbital Outfitters, Mr. Tomlinson and Chris Gilman, and put this together for us. I should say they didn't put this together. I mean, they got this for us. And this is the glove that was worn by Tommy Lee Jones, and you have a really neat glove in your space collection. We'll start this at, what would you think, $100 I think would be a good one? Okay. So we'll start this Tommy Lee Jones moon glove at $100 from Space Cowboys. Do I hear $100?
100.
Who said that? Oh, all right. Okay, do I have 100? This is great. That's your standard answer now. Who said that? Bill, Dennis? I can't even keep a straight face. Okay, $100. Do I have about $200? Do I have $200? 150. 150. Bill, Bob. I'm going to have some of these guys. 150 from Bob Word. Anybody else? $200. $200 for the real glove that was in. Rick, quit picking up on my angels, okay? Okay. $50. Do I hear $200 for Tommy Lee Jones glove from Space Cowboys? No. See, there, that's going to be. So $150.
By the way, if you think it's worth more, Clint Eastwood wore it.
We'll take Clint. No, $150. $150. Going once? Going twice? Do I hear? What, $200? Rick, did you say that?
No, it's Dennis Wingo.
Dennis Wingo. Okay. Bob Word said that, right? I was like, Bill, Bill, you said that, right? Okay. It's hard, the light right here, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so we have $150, do I hear 200? Oh, you did 200? All right. Do I have 250? 219.95, okay. Do I have more than 200? Going once? Going twice? $200 right there. Now another gentleman walked up to me tonight, a tall Texan, and said he wanted to help too. And he pointed out that this was the first book. You will not see this for sale at NASA centers. This one's called Star-Crossed Orbits by the great James Oberg. And Jim basically said for us, and he handed it to me. He said, put it in that auction. And this is the first story about the origins of the ISS and the star-crossed orbits that led to that International Space Station. And it's a very good book. It's very well illustrated and talks about how Mir core, all this stuff that led up to what's up there now, the fiasco, I mean the space station that's up there now, came to be. So we're going to try this off. We'll start this off at $25. Do I hear $25? 25. Do I hear 50? Do I hear 50? Going once at 25. 50. Who said that one? All right, we have 50 in the back. Do I hear 75? 50 once, 50 twice. $50 the man in the back. Now, the X Prize Foundation came to me and said they wanted to help also. And so they donated a signed program book from the X Prize competition launches, signed by Peter, Bert, and Mr. Allen, and the fourth signature, which we couldn't figure that one out. So I'm going to start this off at $25 from the X Prize Foundation. Do I hear 25? 25. Do I hear 30? 30. I do hear 40. 40? Okay. Do I hear 50? Jim, swear you say 50.
50.
Oh, ooh. A new bit, huh, Mr. Faggy? Mr. Faggy's do I hear 60? 60 from Mr. Pornell. Do I hear 70? 65. 65. Family's going to get this book, I'm telling you. Do I hear 75? 75. So, 75 to Mr. Pornell. Do I hear 80? 75, going to 80. Going once, 80. 80 from the lady. Do I hear 90? 90. 90 over there in the corner. Do I hear 100? Do I hear 100? 90 once, 90 twice. $90 to Mr. Portell.
Didn't you just walk across the street and get that already, Rich?
He's in a wheelchair. Hello.
Now, this is from the Busby collection. This is an X-20 dinosaur model, one of about 8 made. It's from the original molds. These were made in 1963, and before the program was canceled. They were discovered again up at Boeing's office up in Seattle, and we made 8 of them. I happen to have one at home. This one was unfinished, and the people at Renegade Effects finished this up for us. It is approximately 1/48th to 1/50th scale. It shows the dinosaur in orbit around the Earth. And this is a custom made, I might add, who else owns some of these 7? Myself, Jake Schultz, who was the original finder of them, a guy named Armstrong. Scott Crossfield was also presented with one of these, so you're in good company. So start this off at $100 for the X-20 dinosaur model. Do I hear $100? Okay, who said 100 first? Over there, okay, in the back. Okay, do I hear $200? $200, Mr. Green. Do I hear $300? Who said 250? Okay. Okay, do I hear $300? 275. The FAA has said something now. Thank you, Camilla. 275. Okay, do I hear $300? 275 once. $300. Do I hear 325? Do I hear 325? 325, okay. Do I hear 350? Do I hear 350?
Come on, Kevin. You can do it.
Camilla and the FAA, wait in, 350. Do I hear $400? 350 once. 350 twice. Oh, former Air Force Captain Jim Spellman has weighed in at 360. Oh, who said 400? Oh, 400 in the back, all right. Is that Bob? I can't tell. Dallas, okay. The light is terrible here. It's worse than it was last year. Ah, ha, ha. Do I hear? Oh, said 400. Okay, do I hear 450? Do I hear 420? Okay, we'll make it easy. Do I hear 420? Camilla, come on. 420. 450 from the Camilla FA. 450. Do I hear $500? Do I hear 452? Do I hear 452? Do I hear 452? 451 once? 451 twice? 452. Okay, I'm going to throw in the Busby rule now. It's going to go up in fives, all right? 452, 50 once? 460. Do I hear 475? This is, I'll tell you, this is an $800 model. So $460 once, $460 twice, $465. The $5 rule is kicking in. He's okay. Do I hear 470? Who said 5? 500. All right, Dallas says 500. Do I hear 550? Going once at 500. What did I hear? I'm just stunned. I'm telling you. Going twice. Sold for 550. 500. I'm lost here. Okay. We're trying to get as much money as we can. Hey, I'm doing this for nothing. What are you talking about? Okay, now we've got some interesting things here. We've got some interesting flown items here too, and unflown items. This is, has been called colloquially, a turbopump head from a test article for Armadillo Aerospace. We have 3 of them. I'm going to go this far because we have some time here. We're going to sell them to the top 3 bidders. Each one is coming with an Armadillo Aerospace t-shirt. Size, I think, is extra large or large. And we have 3 of them. One has been damaged in testing, and one has been damaged in manufacturing. The other one's just damaged. So we'll start this off from Armadillo Aerospace at $50. Do I hear 60? $50? Do I hear 60? All right, do I hear 50? Rich Pornell said 50, I think. Oh, okay. Well, make up your mind. I can hear you up here. Okay, so do I hear $50? $50. We have 50 from Krista up here. Do I hear 60? Do I hear 60? $50. All right, you're going to make me do this the hard way. $50 once, $50 twice. Krista gets it 50. Now this one is blown up. So this is a real interesting thing for that little den of yours. And you can see this is extensively damaged by Armadillo Aerospace. We'll start this off at $50 for the t-shirt also. Do I hear 50? 50. Who said that? On the back? Okay, there it is. All right. Mealy? He just wants it. My Mealy just wants the technology. You know? All right. Yeah, it's blowing up. But anyway. Do I hear 55? Do I hear 55? $50 once? $50 twice? 55. Ooh, over there, 55. Okay, do I hear 60? 60 over here. Do I hear 70? Do I hear 70? 65. 65. Okay, we're going to the 5 rules. Do I hear 70 now?
Let me take a look at it.
You have to do this. Take this.
It's the one with the blown.
Yep.
Yeah, what was it, 65?
65.
70.
70. Do I hear 80? Okay, going once, going twice, $75. The man over there. And I believe this is the one that was damaged in the manufacturer. Looks perfect, as you can see. Do I hear 50 on this? Do I hear 50 on this? I mean, what's the ones that are blown up, huh? Okay, do I hear 50 on this? So we have 50 over here, 50 over there. Okay, do we have 60? Okay, going once, going twice, $50 to the gentleman over there. Now Maston Aerospace was very nice about this. They gave us some of their SODASAT payloads. That's 350 grams to be flown to 120 kilometers and back. So we have a few of these certificates. We'll start them at, let's say, $25. 25. Do I hear 30? 30. Do I hear 40? 40. Do I hear 50? I hear 50. Do I hear 60? 50. No, it has to be 60, sir. 60. Do I hear 70? 70. Do I hear 80? 70 once. 70 twice. Sold to that man over there. Okay, we have a second SODASAT payload. Do I hear 25 for this one? 25? Do I hear 30? Do I hear 35? 30? Thank you, I need that. Thank you, Mr. Wingo. Thank you, Jeff. Okay, enough of those jokes. It's just hard to see back from up here. Do I hear 35? 35. Do I hear 40? I hear 40. Do I hear 50? Going once at 40. Twice. 3 times a lady. No. Okay, 3 times. It goes to the man in the back. Okay, we have our third one. Third one will again start at 25. Do I hear 25? I have 25. Do I hear 30? Do I hear 30? Going once at 25? 30. 30 from Lori Wiggins. Do I hear 40? Going once? 40. Ooh, I have 2 40s. Bob Word is first. Okay, first at 40 is Bob. Do I hear 50? Jeff? 50. All right. Do I hear 60? Going once? Going twice? 60. Lori Wiggins is 60. Okay. Do I hear 70? Come on. Okay, going one. How much? 70. The man said $700 right here. $70. Do I hear 80? Ooh. Going once? Going twice? Sold to Lori at 70. Or just sold to Jeff at 70. All right. But wait, Lori, you still have another chance. Do I have? We have 2 more. We have, as I said, we have a total of 5. Maston was really good about this. You mean I should put the last 2 together? Well, let's try that. We'll put 2 of these together and sell this for, let's say, a starting price of $40. 2 SODASAT payloads for 40. Do I hear 40? The last ones, guys. I have 40 in the back. Do I hear 50? 50. Do I hear 60? Do I hear 60? A 60 from Bob Word. Do I hear 80? All right, do I hear 70? Do I hear 70? Is that a bit of 70? Okay, the man right there said 70, okay? So 60, we have 60 from Bob. Do we have 70? 70 from Kevin Green. Do I have 80? 80 from Bob Word. Do we have 90? 90 from Kevin Green. Do we have 100? Do I have 100? 2 SODASAT payloads. Going once. Going twice. Well, I have 100 from Bob Word. Do I have 120, Mr. Green?
Yes, you have
120 from Kevin Green.
These are going to be flown by the Clark County Schools.
Ooh, all right. 120. Do I have 140, Bob Word? Nope, he man bows out. 120 once, 120 twice. Green gets 2 at 120. Now I'm going to do my shameless plug for X-Core. And X-Core, as I said, we've given a few things, including my times and services here. And I'm very happy to say that I really do love it in the desert, guys. To be a part of the X-Core's team is one of the greatest things I've ever done. Except for representing Rick Tumbleson in the Space Frontier office in Los Angeles at one point. So I'm going to throw in a small thing. We're going to throw this as a package. An X-Core hat, an X-Core 2006 calendar, an X-Core t-shirt, and one autographed picture of the X-Core Easy Rocket signed by astronaut Rick Searfoss, our test pilot. So we'll start this off at, let's say $50, be conservative. Do I have $50? Do I have 50? Do I have 40? Okay, the man said 50 right here. Didn't you hear him say that? Yeah. I see, she heard it, you know. So, I'm not throwing in my model, okay? No. We did that last year. I'm still working on it for Jim. Jim Muncie's wanted me to do a Vostok for him. So do I have $50 for the X-Core package? Do I have 40? $40 from Jim in the back. Do I hear 45? Do I have 45? Going once. Going twice. $40 to the man in the back, Jim. I've just been told we're going to save for next year. So now the hard part is that what have I got left? Well, I'll tell you what. Mojave Collectibles, Mojave Aerospace Collectibles, run by Mac Mancy, threw in a very interesting little package. I'm going to let this one. This can be like the biggie. We're going to throw this as a combination. One picture signed at 367,500 feet by Brian Binney. And that's, gee, that happens to be the tail number 2 in kilometers. Did anyone notice that? We'll throw in that signed and dated postcard. Another one of the 2 with the carrier plane, signed and dated. I shouldn't say signed and dated. That one's just dated for the flight. One of the hard to collect pins. And a signed picture by Mike Melville and Brian Binney. Scaled wouldn't even come to me this year. Scaled was like, oh, we got too much going on. So we've got this package. I'm going to start this package, the whole thing. Postcards, signed from altitude and everything else, the pictures. I'm going to start this off at $100. Will anyone go 100? Up, Jeff at 100. Do I hear 110?
Hey, Jim, let me jump in there. If anybody doesn't know Spaceship's One flight profile, Brian was really, really, really busy and took time out to sign that at altitude. It's never going to happen again.
While he was taking the picture, too, by the way, you know. But no. Did you really sign this at altitude? Okay. So we have that at, so we have Jeff's bid at 100. Do I have 110?
110.
110. Do I have 120?
120.
120. To the pretty lady with the hair there. Or would you 130 now?
125.
125. I gotta drink this.
130.
130. Do I hear 140?
Don't you two like live together? Look, it's gonna be over one of our desks, okay? You gotta settle this.
It's all gonna be. That's the neat thing. This is a whole package. So do I hear 145? 140 for the lady. Do I hear 150? Jeff? Oh, we have 150. New bidder? Okay, we new bidder over there. We have 150 over there. Do I have 160? 160 from the lady here. Do I hear 170? Do I hear 170? 170 over here.
175.
175 over here. Do I have 180 over here? 175 once. 175 twice. Sold for 175 to the lady up here. Now, there's one more thing. Okay, I'm going to do this. My friend Dennis Jenkins did this wonderful book on the history of all the shuttle flights. This is the 7th edition. It's come out. And he also did this really neat book, Return to Flight, the Space Shuttle Discovery. He autographed them for the foundation. I dare you. I'm going to start this off at $25 myself. Do I hear 30? 30. 35. 35 in the back. Okay, 35 was mine, by the way. You have to go 140. You have to go 40. Yes. You go 40. Okay, I'm going to go 45. Do I hear 50? Come on, you're picking on me now. Do I hear 50? Who? Oh.
Come on, Dennis.
I see the hand out there. It must be Dennis Gringo again. 50. Yours was Mr. Spellman. Yours 50? I'll go 55. Come on, Jim. I'm going to go 55. Will you go 60? Going once. Going twice. Sold to me for $55. And we'll save the other goodies for next year. Thank you very much, and it's happy to be here.
Jim Busby, thank you very much. Thank you all for staying in here. The food's gone, the air conditioning's off.
About $7,000.
Okay, and the preliminary tally is about $7,000 for the Teachers in Space program. Project, excuse me. And I absolutely must thank and ask you to thank Megan, Amanda, Starla, and today is Starla's birthday. So happy birthday. And good night and good luck. Thank you all.